So the two what they have kind of like forcing
Stuff like that, which is
And the variances, because so the last 6 months of last year we did like we did really really well, like really well, and then the first 4 months of this year we got destroyed. I had my partner running the fund for me. The first 4 months of this year we got crushed. I'd say for that total 10-month period we were like a small winner, but like I was still bullish of having this be a part of my income stream until I realized there's like the liquidity needed versus the edge, which the edge is always kind of questionable anyways because it's so small. Like you're constantly questioning whether you're even winning in the first place when you're talking like 1, 2, 3% edges. The variance is just so absurd. And then the liquidity needed to just always have so much money out to so many different people on all these accounts. Like it's just it's like I could just be investing my money in a better way.
Yeah.
And your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was-
Well, I wasn't running the company anymore, so like my partner was running the fund. I had nothing to do with it. And he just he's gonna watch this interview. He torched it, but he had all the same information. I think we just ran really bad, and like maybe we were getting stuff a little slower, so our win rate was dropping. I don't know if me not having my face on it affected like when we were getting certain information, because I think a lot of these guys knew that if they passed me information and they needed it to be private, that it would stay that way. Right? Because that's the biggest thing is like if I have something that I'm trying to fill a 100K position on and I only got 20 or 30K down, and you're the first person I tell. Like if you go tell other people and they go bet it and move the line before I can fill 100,000 on it, like you're fucking me, right? So there's a huge trust involved with like getting past this information. If they catch you doing that, they'll start giving you the wrong side because then you'll move it for them. Yeah, it's like a very very cutthroat game. Yeah.
No, that's why I brought up the Billy Walters thing, because like a large part of his book was about sports betting and like running like this kind of syndicate.
Yeah.
And like anytime he suspected anyone doing it, he would like feed him false information.
Yep.
Like knowing that they're gonna move the line with their own $10,000.
Yep.
Like trying to get ahead of it. And just basically he's like, yeah, I fucked you because I knew that you were a snake, basically.
Yeah, and that costs them nothing. Like
exactly.
If you fill them 5K back to them by doing that or something, and then they're betting 250 on the other side, like it doesn't matter that they paid 5K to move it. Yeah, but it was so fascinating to see when I had like the sharpest information to see, especially for NFL Sundays, like 2 hours before the game, that we're taking Colts 7.5 here, and then within 30, 45 minutes, it's at 7 and it closes at 7, and we get the half point there is because the NFL liquidity is so deep, and to like to move a line 2 hours before the game needs to be like massive.
7.5 to 7.
Yeah. So that was so cool to see, and why my conviction was so high was just every day like take the under here at 208. This NBA game is closing at 206. This is just like every single day across the board. So like conviction for me was really growing, where I wanted to put a lot more capital towards it. But like I said, I mean, there's so much variance. I don't think people quite understand. Even a lot of the poker players that were betting for me, like questioning whether we were winning or not. Like I just don't think they understand what sample sizes really look like in this space where the edge is so small. So yeah.
So
Yeah, so we closed down the fund like in April. I would have had to put more capital in to really like get the size that we wanted, and then that's where I was so deep into the sports card business that like, so we have 2 studios open now. We stream on Whatnot, and if I'm putting any capital towards anything, it's towards this company and growing to more studios, to more inventory, to more streamers, more content. All of that stuff is like what I'm most interested in, and I think has like good upside. So that's where I put money.
Those only listening and not watching, what's the name of the company?
So it's called Savage Breakers Club, and on the back of my jersey is the Milkman, and that's why I'm sitting here. I'm drinking milk. You know what the Milkman comes from? Actually, it comes from poker, and you'll love this because sometimes the theory says, oh, it should have 2 sizings here, like a small size or a really huge size, but like your man. This man is going to pay half pot and he's not going to pay 3/4 pot.
Right.
Or that he's going to pay 3/4 pot. He's not calling 2x pot. So like you got to go get that milk money. And sometimes that milk money is 3/4 pot. Sometimes that milk money is 10% pot, right? Sometimes on the river, that this guy is dick and you're going to bet 5% pot because he has too much of an ego to fold and he's just going to call to see your hand. And you just made 5% of the pot that the theory would have said to do something else. And you just know that this guy has nothing. Maybe he missed a draw and has ace high or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just know that this guy has nothing. It happens a lot in PLO too, where you can just bet one big blind because like the guys like check folding, and then like sometimes you get that one big blind,
The money adds up. I mean, it really does.
Yeah. So you gotta
money.
get the milk money.
Yeah.
That's where the milkman comes from. I am the milkman. I'm always drinking milk when I'm streaming online. I always have a glass of milk. Yeah, it's awesome.
Wait, 2%, 1% whole milk.
This is almond milk.
Almond milk. Okay, yeah. You're good. You're healthy. All right, good for you.
No,
Like, how do they milk almonds? I don't see nipples on them when I eat them.
I've had you put them in a bag with water and then you like soak them. That's all you really do.
And what comes out is like
That's
milk.
the soaked result.
Yeah, like
What's the byproduct of it? Is it just like
I'm not really sure, but I know that I lived with a guy one summer that would make it by scratch, so I watched him do it. So that's how it's done. Yeah,
Soak the almonds.
yeah, yeah.
all right? So in this metaphor, the recreational players are the almonds, and
Yes.
you're the
I'm the-
water.
No, I mean it's just that's so we all so my
It's
team.
kind of nice. You have the nut, And
No,
so
no, no,
you-
no. So my team, we all have nicknames. So we have the Goose, which was also an ex-poker player. We have the Boogeyman, which is also an ex-poker player. Then we have the Feeder, who used to play poker a long time ago, but he's been in the sports card world for a while. So that's my team of 4, and then we have our full-time shipping guy as well. So I don't want to knock him, but we have 5 people on our team, and we stream 60 to 70 hours a week. And we started as a company January 6th, so we're coming up on 6 months here shortly, and yeah, it's been growing a bunch. We have over 17,000 followers and whatnot now, which is it's not a social platform, so like it's only for live selling. So that's like a good following on there. Whereas if you had 17,000 on whatever
YouTube or
social-
whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's still like good, but it's not. Yeah, it's a little different.
Do you guys have a brick and mortar as well, or
We don't. Maybe in the future I go that route, but for now I'm just building out the
So how does that business
online
work?
presence.
You just break the cards online, and then people buy from you.
So
during that?
there's 2 forms of it. You can he knows.
I know about this.
Okay.
Well, I don't.
So there's 2 forms of it, and I'll tell you why I went with the direction that I chose. You can buy the sealed product, which is let's just say 20 packs within a box, and it costs X amount of dollars. And then what they do online to make it affordable to people is they fractionalize it. So let's say this box costs $800, right? Not many people can afford to go into a hobby store or order online $800 box of sports cards, right? It's become very expensive. So they'll auction off the teams or sell the teams at fixed prices, so where you can buy like a specific team. So if you're an Orioles fan and you really want Jackson Holiday rookie cards, you can go either win the auction for the Orioles spot or buy the Orioles directly for one, like, it's divided into 32, right? But it'll be the price, if it's fixed, will be determined based on like how good that team is in the product. But now if you're an Orioles fan, instead of having to buy the box for 800, you can buy the team, let's just say for $60, because there'd be a premium on the Orioles. And then that box will be opened on stream with 32 different people purchasing like fractionalized spots in the break, and any Orioles players you would win, right? So if you have a favorite team, if you're like a Dolphins fan, you can go buy the Dolphins in a flawless break where flawless is 4,000 a box, and you can buy the Dolphins cheap for probably a couple $100. And then if you hit any Dolphin stuff, you're gonna win that instead of buying the box for 4,000.
I got it. So they've already paid, and then you're like live sweating it for them.
So
they're winning.
Well, that's the one. That's the like probably the easiest concept to explain. But we do repacks, which is we source every single card individually, and they're repackaged for the customers, and then we have guaranteed price ranges. So anywhere between like our lowest product is $5 to $60. That's for our first time buyers. For our auction product, then we have 20 to 100, 50 to 300, 100 to 400, going all the way up to our biggest product is 1.5K to 6K, which is releasing soon. So those are guaranteed price ranges, and then what separates our company from other companies is that if you hit a card below the guaranteed floor, we let you keep that card, and we let you open another card of the same exact value. So if in our pink sleeves, for example, are 300, 1500, if the card comes out and it's 270 or 250, you're going to keep that card. We're going to open another one for you. So you actually benefit from that happening, whereas that's not the case in other shows. You go on other shows and that happens, and you say something, a lot of times they ban you from the chat, or they'll give you some type of store credit to make up the difference, where like it actually, like I said in our show, it'll benefit you because you'll end up getting 2 cards. There's also kind of a loophole in the space where we're allowed to say, oh, well, when we packaged it, it was worth over 300, but sports cards are trading all the time, similar to like crypto. I mean, there's like huge swings. You'll see cards get cut in half in 3 days. You'll see cards go up 2x in a week, right? Like, so if I packed a card 3 days ago at 300 and now it's selling for 400, like, well, I'm going to give that customer 400 value on it. I'm not going to give them 300 the same way that if it comes out and it's worth 220, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, when we packed it, it was worth 320. Like, that's not fair to them because they're buying into a product that's guaranteeing a minimum of a $300 card coming out. So that is one of the main reasons I started the company, because I felt like I could bring the most like transparent, highest value product to the space at scale. And that's been like my mission. And I very strongly believe that we charge the least or among the least in the space to break with us.